Hey everyone, today on People Now, healthcare workers getting national attention for standing against lockdown protesters. We'll tell you what happened.
The wife of Broadway star Nick Cordero gives us updates on his coronavirus recovery after a leg amputation. We have details.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle cut ties with 4 British tabloids with a rare declaration. We'll tell you what they said.
Stories that make you smile. Vanessa and Kobe Bryant's little girl may just be a TikTok star in the making.
More with the great Henry Winkler. He's raving about his new Wes Anderson movie.
That and more today on People Now. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome to People Now. Happy Monday. Sure feels like a Monday, doesn't it, Jeremy? I'm Andrea here in Wisconsin.
Hey, I'm Jerry Parsons here in New York. It does feel like a Monday. It's wild how this stay-at-home routine has become very much that. It's a routine. It feels kind of normal now. We're getting kind of crazy at the house. I'll tell you, we're running out of ideas. So I gave my daughter a haircut yesterday. She's been obsessed with an undercut, which is like lift the hair up, got the thing.
Has she been obsessed or have you been obsessed?
The jury's out on who's been the most obsessed about it. Did I want it for me? Maybe a little bit. I introduced the idea. She's been obsessed with it. Anyway, I did it and got the lines and stuff. I was actually really, honestly, I don't want to brag. I was a little bit impressed with how I got the lines pretty straight for just freehanded it. And I don't do this stuff.
I know. I was impressed too.
What's that?
Everyone, if you want to see it, go check out Jeremy's Insta story right now. It's still up, I think. It's pretty impressive, Jeremy.
Yeah, you can see the whole thing there, how it all came to be. But anyway, all right.
Yeah, we have a lot to get to today. Starting off with this.
Frontline healthcare workers staged a counter-protest in response to Colorado residents pushing for an end to their state's stay-at-home orders. On Sunday, medical personnel in Denver stood in the street in their scrubs and face masks in front of cars full of protesters blocking their path.
Allison McLaren, who posted about the confrontation on Facebook, told the New York Times that healthcare workers blocked the roads until police had to step in. She says people were putting their cars right up against them. In pictures and videos of the counter-protest, you can see people yelling at healthcare workers for blocking the roads. They don't appear to yell back. All they do is just stand there.
So the protesters were voicing their concerns over Colorado's stay-at-home order and its impact on the economy. The public health measures were put in place to slow the spread of coronavirus and avoid overcrowding in hospitals. Many protesters held signs calling for Colorado to reopen.
There have also been demonstrations in states like Michigan, Ohio, and Utah, with protesters arguing that social distancing rules should be eased to allow people to go back to work. Now, this comes as health officials warn that loosening restrictions too early may only cause more deaths in the short term.
All right, moving on to this. Tony-nominated Broadway star Nick Cordero is continuing to respond well to surgery after his leg was amputated due to a coronavirus-related complication. His wife, Amanda Klutz, shared an update on her Instagram stories Sunday night, revealing that he was on the mend.
Klutz wrote in part, "An uneventful day in the ICU is a good day." And she added she thinks they got a miracle, confirming he is alive and recovering well. Cordero is known for his roles in the musical stage adaptations of A Bronx Tale, Waitress, and Bullets Over Broadway. He's been in the ICU since March 30th. He was first admitted after having a hard time breathing and was diagnosed with pneumonia.
Cordero had previously tested negative for COVID-19 twice before a third test came back positive. He's since been put into a medically induced coma and underwent emergency surgery for an infection in his lung.
While recovering, he began having issues with blood clots in his right leg. And on Saturday, April 18th, doctors decided to amputate that leg. After a successful operation, Klutz posted a video update on her Instagram. Watch this.
His blood pressure is okay. His heart is okay. His internal bleeding has kind of calmed down. So everything seems to be kind of like calmed down, which is so great because this has been such a roller coaster.
While Klutz and Cordero share one child together, their 10-month-old son, Elvis Eduardo, she's been posting daily videos of Elvis on Instagram so that Cordero can watch them all when he wakes up.
She also started the hashtag #WakeUpNick, encouraging celebrities and friends to post videos of themselves dancing to Cordero's original music as a way to send well wishes and show their support. And we, of course, continue to think of their entire family and hope for even more good news soon.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are cutting ties with 4 UK tabloids. In a strongly worded letter issued on Sunday night to the editors of The Sun, The Daily Mail, The Mirror, and The Express, the couple announced there will be no corroboration and zero engagement.
The Duke and Duchess say they fundamentally disagreed with the style of reporting of the publications, which they claim have pulled apart the lives of many individuals. Their new media policy means they will not communicate with, respond to, or answer any inquiries from the outlets. They say this is not a blanket policy for all media.
Meghan and Harry also assert that their new media policy is not about avoiding criticism. They say, quote, it's not about shutting down public conversation or censoring accurate reporting. Media have every right to report on and indeed have an opinion on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, good or bad, but it can't be based on a lie.
The letter comes as the first hearing in Meghan's legal case against Associated Newspapers, publisher of the Mail on Sunday, heads to the UK courts this week. The Duchess of Sussex is suing the Mail for publishing extracts of a private and confidential letter sent to her father in August of 2018.
But despite the drama, Meghan and Harry are staying positive and seem to be adjusting well to their new life in LA. The two are already getting acquainted with their new community by giving back.
On Friday, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were once again spotted out in LA delivering food to local residents in need amid the coronavirus pandemic. No worries though, both followed safety guidelines. They wore protective face coverings, with Meghan opting for a white face mask while Harry used a blue bandana.
All right, let's kick off a new week of stories to make you smile with one that is definitely going to brighten your day. Vanessa Bryant might have a future TikTok star in her hands. Watch this. I love this. Vanessa and Kobe Bryant's oldest daughter, Natalia, was making a TikTok video with her friends on Sunday. The crew was dancing to We Rock from the Disney movie Camp Rock when they got an unexpected yet adorable on-camera cameo from Natalia's 3-year-old sister, Bianca. Bianca power slid her way in, completely stole the show, even shocked Natalia's friends. They started cheering her on. The proud mom reposted the sweet video Monday on her Instagram.
Yeah, it's very adorable. Now, this post comes after an emotional weekend for Vanessa as she marked what would have been her and Kobe's 19th wedding anniversary. On Saturday, she shared photos on Instagram of 2 beautiful bouquets of flowers. And in the post caption, she thanked Kobe's former LA Lakers teammate, Paul Gasol, and his wife, Catherine McDonald, for one of them.
It's their first anniversary since the NBA legend's death in January. On Saturday, Vanessa also shared a throwback photo that showed Kobe giving her a kiss on the cheek as they cuddled up together. She captioned it in part, "My king, my heart, my best friend."
In January, Kobe Bryant, as well as his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, and 7 other people died in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. I mean, obviously a really tough time, especially anniversaries, but it's nice to see Vanessa having fun with her sweet daughters and having some fun on TikTok dancing around.
And really nice to see the kids able to have fun of their own and find a way to make it through all this. It's just devastating to imagine, but we wish them all the best, of course.
Yes. All right, switching gears to this. Take a listen. Oh, the sweet sounds of an office. So working from home has its perks, but as the weeks pass by, let's be honest, some of us are actually missing the hustle and bustle of being in the office. I never thought I would say that, Jeremy, but I sort of am.
Yeah, whether it's meetings with the team, even the sound of maybe the office coffee machine, which is personal for our team because we're situated near the kitchen, so you can hear that. It's kind of refreshing, I guess, something about it.
Well, thanks to a new website, you can bring the sounds of the office to your home. While it might not beat real human interaction, imisstheoffice.eu recreates those background noises most familiar to office employees.
Yeah, so it has distant sounds of a water cooler, a printer, a snacking coworker, in case you miss someone chewing in your ear. It's got a humming coworker, people typing. Does your office have a ping pong table? Because guess what? They've got that too. Maybe you've always wanted one. Now you can.
Jeremy, what do you miss most about the office? Is there a certain noise that comes to mind?
I miss being able to go downstairs to the cafeteria to get Pop-Tarts, to be honest with you, because they sell them really cheap. Anyway, that's my very specific
I thought
thing.
You were going to say tater tots, because I thought that was more your
Yeah, what do you miss?
Not that much. No, I miss being with people. Like I miss, singing with you and dancing around. I mean, I'm sure we can do that on Zoom, but it just doesn't hit the same,
The delay ruins it. Our harmonies are off. We'll get back to it soon enough. But anyway, let's try out some of these sound effects. You ready?
All right.
I don't know if you can hear this. Let me crank it up here a little bit. Hold on. I'm going to click on it. Here's one, the chewing.
I don't like it.
It's a person's lips smacking, like chewing in your ear. I can't believe they put that in there, but here's some more. Got the phone ringing.
Okay.
Hold on, here's some typing. Get ready. Okay, well, I'm gonna stop the phone. Why do I want an annoying phone ringing? Hold on. Typing.
Typing, there you go.
Not the water.
What else you got?
Hold on, let me. Pulling up a cup. We're going to the bathroom.
Okay. know, at first I'm not sure what some of these are.
Anyway, you get the gist. You want to hear an annoying? Oh, I wonder if they have a fax machine that no one knows how to turn off the sound notifications. That would make me feel at home.
Well, okay, so you have a taste of what these sounds are. I don't know if that sold the website or made people never want to visit it. However, on the site, there's even a virtual coworker that lets out a big laugh. That's cool. You can control the level of sound by adding or subtracting the number of office employees, making it realistic. So it's very detailed. Yeah,
you can crowd the office up. I see the control there. So you have like more noise of people walking by, stuff like that. Anyway, they're fully in on this. It's pretty cool.
So really cool stuff. Now, the site was created by Kids Creative Agency, which is dedicated to making organizations more agile and innovative by designing the right culture, which I think they did.
Yeah, working from home can be quiet and lonely for some people, not for me. But for some people, that's the case. And this can kind of give that sense of nostalgia. Maybe you'll miss those noises that you didn't even know you loved. Check it out.
People Now's Meditation Monday series continues today with more from the Stop, Breathe, and Think app. So it lets you check in with how you're feeling every day, and self-care right now is more important than ever.
Yeah, these videos are great for the whole family to learn how to work through intense emotions, kind of slow down after a tough day. Today's exercise is a fun way for adults or kids to visualize breathing and to make those deep cleansing breaths work for us. Let's all try it together. Watch this.
With your back straight and body relaxed, let your arms hang by your side if you're standing, or if you're sitting, rest your hands on your knees. Now we're going to silently count to 4 as we breathe. Follow the picture on your screen and breathe in as the arrow moves up one side of the square. Hold your breath at the top. Breathe out as the arrow moves down the other side. And hold your breath again at the bottom. Okay, starting on one side of the square. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out all the way, 3, 4. And hold your breath, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Keep going, syncing your breath to the arrow. Breathe out and hold. Breathe in and hold.
I love it. Breath of fresh air. I feel rejuvenated, ready for the day.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we first started this, it was kind of hard because sometimes I get uncomfortable with being still, not doing a lot, trying to connect to your inner self. But the more we do it, the more relaxed I am, and it's really working for me. So I hope you all continue to join us every week.
All right, stay with us. A brand new way to go inside Harry and Meghan's historic split from royal life. We're going to tell you all about it. Plus, we're spotlighting more real heroes making a difference in People TV's latest episode of Kindness and Courage. That's ahead as well.
That's a taste of Jana Kramer's new song, Untouchable, which is out now. Jana was moved to release new music by the events of the past month, from her hometown of Nashville being devastated by tornadoes to the global coronavirus pandemic and lockdown.
But it turns out this song isn't quite new. It's actually been years in the making.
So actually I wrote it in 2010 and I re-recorded it like a month or so ago, and I wasn't going to put it out until later this year. I had another song I was going to do this month. But, you know, I've always loved the song, and it's been a song that it was just always really special to me, and I almost didn't want to release it because it was just that special to me, and it was just like my song. But then I realized, I loved the message. And then when all of this started happening, I kind of rearranged the singles around, and you know, I wanted this song to come out now. I mean, obviously, you know, the title is cliche and the untouchable and we can't touch things, but I think with the message in it, whereas, you know, especially for like, you know, in my marriage where it's like, you know, to have that love that like nothing can break it. It's untouchable. Like the stress and the anxiety and the fears and the everything that's going on, like, you know, our love is untouchable, and it's not gonna break us. And you know, I remember when I wrote the song, you know, when I was single, and that's the love I always wanted. That's the love. That's why I wrote the song, because that is what I'm looking for. That is what I'm like when it gets hard, that you're going to be in it with me, and that we're going to stay and we're going to fight through it and we're going to be okay.
What kind of, you know, challenges have you and Mike faced through this?
Through the quarantine?
Mm-hmm.
It's just been the stresses are just really high. I mean, for everybody, emotionally, anxiety, the fears, financial stresses, and it's just everyone's kind of feeling that. And I think then when you've got the kids running around and they're screaming and you're annoyed because you don't have your space, and so you start to get a little agitated, and sometimes if you're not speaking on that agitation, you can start to become passive, and then there's the fight that's brewing, and that definitely hit us. We do this thing at dinner time where it's like peaks and valleys, and one of the sad parts of the day is like, I really hate that we fought today, but like I'm happy. Like my happy part of the day was that like, but we're at the dinner table today and we're laughing, and like we're working through it together, and we're going to be stronger because of it.
And what are you just kind of most looking forward to once this is all over?
Hugging people. Like I'm a hugger. I love being close, and I just but I don't know. I think honestly I have anxiety about that now. I was telling my husband, I was like, as much as I like being in people's space and hugging people, now I don't know. I think it's going to be a weird new normal of connection, and that kind of bums me out, but I hope it goes back to normal. But yeah, just seeing my friends, I really miss my friends, and I miss my family.
When I caught up with Henry Winkler recently, he shared with me how he's been spending his time while in self-isolation. He also shared how far into season 3 his hit series Barry was when pre-production stopped due to the coronavirus. I also spoke to him about a couple of his other upcoming projects, including the new Wes Anderson film. Watch this. You were supposed to have a film, Pink Skies Ahead, co-starring Jessica Barden, Marsha Gay Harden, Mary J. Blige.
Jessica Barden.
Amazing cast. It was supposed to debut at South by Southwest. Obviously, the festival was canceled. So what can you tease about that film?
It is a very personal film, directed and written by and produced by Kelly Oxford. I met Kelly in my living room. She came and we talked about the script before I did it. It is a very wonderful drama about a young girl coming to terms with what a lot of people deal with, her anxiety, and having a true deep-seated anxiety. And then I was lucky enough to work with Wes Anderson after we finished the last shot of Barry for the second season. My wife and I flew to France, landed in Paris, took a train for 2.5 hours down to a town called Angoulême. I think it's called Angoulême. 40,000 people. Wes took over the entire city. The extras, the entire town were extras. We shot for 13 days with Bob Balaban, and he's my brother, and Adrian Brody. It was amazing because Wes Anderson, it's like you take his film and you put it in a frame and you can hang it in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Oh, it's amazing.
It's so crazy to think about. You were filming with so many extras, and what a different time we are in right now.
And yes, and when you see commercials and I keep saying, can't do that, too close. They're shaking hands. Do you think we're ever going to shake hands? Maybe we're going to accept the Japanese form of bowing, maybe.
Yeah, or we're kind of doing the elbow.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
right.
Now we're not even doing elbow bumps. It's great.
Right. Yeah, and I think we're going to sky five.
In the latest episode of PeopleTV's Couch Surfing, Jon Cryer is opening up about his tumultuous relationship with Charlie Sheen on the set of 2.5 Men. Cryer says the pair, quote, hit it off the first few years, but after Sheen's marriage to Denise Richards collapsed, Cryer says that he believes Sheen started using again. Take a look.
What was it like for you to be in the middle of Charlie's implosion as it played out before the world?
Oh gosh, it was it was crazy because it became one of the first internet storms, and there's all that plus the fact that all of our jobs are tied into this guy, and we're all his friends. It was very, very strange, and the aspects of it I just absolutely hated. But I'm grateful for the years that were great.
Wow, so he was really there during a crazy time, but at least he's finding the silver lining. You can watch more of that interview with Jon Cryer and all the full episodes of Couch Surfing only on PeopleTV.
All right, there's so many people going above and beyond right now to make a big difference in their communities, and we're spotlighting them in PeopleTV's series called Kindness and Courage, Coronavirus in America.
Episode 3 is out now and showcases 3 amazing people who really stepped up to help in their own way, including Nick Cullen, who is the director of the Kern County Animal Shelter in California. He tells People's pet editor Kelly Bender that due to social distancing and the shelter being closed to the public, it became harder than ever to adopt out many of the animals.
So the shelter got creative. They started drive-by adoptions and foster pickups. And Cullen says the response from the community has been heartwarming.
People drive up, pop the trunk, open the back doors. We'll put everything in your car, including the pet. And we put an application up on social media. There's a Google document. And we just ask the community to fill out that document, and we'll contact you as the need arises. By that Thursday, the third day, we had well over 300 applications for people wanting to take foster pets. We sent 88 animals to foster care just in those first 3 days, and it was all drive-through. We were able to get these animals safely into foster homes.
Out of the people who are contacting you about fostering, or maybe have now started to foster, have you heard any kind of feedback about why they decided to make this decision and how they feel about it?
So what we're seeing is an overwhelmingly positive response. And I tell you that one of the things that gets me choked up even now is that we threw up a social media post that same week that we started the program. And we just simply said, hey, foster parents, send us in some pictures or some videos of your fosters. And when we scrolled through those pictures, you wouldn't think a dog could smile, but they can.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that was what got me choked up, is just to see the happiness in our community's faces amidst a pandemic, to be able to feel like you're helping your community, saving an animal's life, keeping an animal out of the shelter, just to see the smile on the pet's face and the family's face, and it still kind of gets me.
That is so great. And you can see more uplifting stories on the latest episode of Kindness and Courage on PeopleTV. But now we move on to this. Watch.
Meghan and Harry made a decision to do something that no one had done like this in the royal family.
To give up being in the royal family is unthinkable.
We at People have access to the royal family that no one else does.
The story had so many twists and turns.
The Globe's eyes were on Buckingham Palace.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have seen many changes and faced personal hardship throughout their marriage, the first interracial one in the modern British monarchy. And with their decision in January to formally step down from their senior duties, the couple have revolutionized what it means to be a contemporary royal.
People presents Harry and Meghan, A Royal Rebellion. People teams up with the CW network for a 2-hour documentary special event that examines Harry and Meghan's royal exit. We're featuring not only what happened, but why, how, and what it all means for the couple.
From the highs of their fairy tale wedding, Meghan's warm relationship with the Queen, and the birth of their son Archie,
to the couple's lows, like the breakup of the Royal Fab Four and their chilly reunion on Commonwealth Day, and their extremely candid documentary highlighting their struggles with the British press.
A team of royal-focused People reporters will break down the ins and outs of all things royal, with interviews, with archival footage and commentary that offers insight into the couple who have really thrown out the royal playbook.
People presents Harry and Meghan, A Royal Rebellion airs this Wednesday, April 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern on the CW.
And you seem happy.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying my life. Drinking, obviously, was like holding me back, and I'm still working on myself.
Dude, I love how you're talking right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That was a sneak peek at this week's episode of Vanderpump Rules. One of our producers, Sam Belikoff, caught up with Lala Kent about all the drama that's been going down on the show and what's to come, including her and James' renewed friendship. Fun fact, James's girlfriend Raquel, who's also had beef with Lala on the show, is the latest guest on Lala and her fiance Randall Emmett's podcast. Take a look.
You had James on your podcast recently. Would you say that bonding over sobriety helped bring your friendship back together, or was it something else?
I think that we had a bond that I don't think it was over sobriety. I think once he spoke about getting sober, it was almost like we had a fresh start and we could go back to what we started with. You know, we were drunken fools together and now we can be sober fools together. And I wouldn't say that we bonded over that. We bonded many, many years ago, but we reconnected after we kind of we've evolved at the same level now.
So you and Raquel, his girlfriend, have had some tough scenes on the show recently. Has watching those back put any strain on a friendship with James, like the new friendship?
No, we've actually been really great about communicating during the last couple of weeks. Even with Raquel on the phone, you know, we've spoken and said, like, we have to know that this happened a while ago and we've moved mountains at this point with our friendships. And we just have to know if there's any silver lining, it's that it was entertaining. And that's how you have to look at it when you do reality TV. If you don't want to go insane, you have to disconnect and be like, at this point, it's just entertainment. Even though that really happened, I can't live in it.
Yeah.
So Raquel and I text, you know, here and there, and she said, you know, we have one more bad episode, like you said. And I said, yep, and we're gonna get through this. We're gonna move on. So that's where we're at now.
Speaking of other friendships, you know, you're friends with pretty much everyone. What do you think is at the root of Kristen's friendship falling apart with Katie and Stassi? And what do you think is the likelihood they'll be friends again?
You know, for so many years, Kristen was telling Katie and Stassi how horrible Carter was to her. And, you know, it went on and on for many hours a day for years. And then when Kristen hit her breaking point and said, I need this to come out on the show, let's talk about it. So then they did, and she kind of ran to Carter and made them look like the bad guys. And I think that really hurt them, thinking like, wow, you really just abandoned us when we were there for you so hardcore. And I get that, but you know, they have such a tight bond. I mean, Kristen has slept with Stassi's man before and they got over that. Like this, they can get over it. They just need a little bit of time. I don't think that it's the end of the Witches of WeHo.
You, on your podcast and the Vanderpump Rules after show, it seems like you're still not in a good place with Tom Sandoval and Ariana. What's at the root of those issues, and what's the update?
You know, I think Tom Sandoval and Ariana are like really great people. And you know, they were there for me when I was struggling, but that's just their MO. They seem to only appear for you when you're really, really struggling. And I need a friend, whether I'm struggling or thriving. And, you know, I just hate this way that they think that it's their way and nobody else's way. And everything turns directly back onto them. It's like, how is this happening? Like last year, even at the reunion, talking about the death of my dad, and Ariana saying you needed to toughen the up. And she was like, well, I was more talking about me, what I went through. I'm like, how is the death of my dad coming back to you? Just say sorry. Just say you're sorry. I mean, like, I just don't connect. And how crazy is it that now they're like, Captain Save Kristen? Like, it's like the primo, how convenient. She's struggling and there you are, ready to be your best friend. It's just, they're great people. They're not for me, but that's fine. You know, I'm not everyone's cup of tea and they're not my cup of tea. So it is what it is.
From the mid-season tease, it looks, I mean, of course, who knows what, you know, this is just viewers speculating from a trailer, but it looks like there's some drama between Brittany and Jax. Kristen even says at one point,
Jason is gone and Jax is back.
What can you tease there?
Oh, Jax goes crazy. He definitely spirals later in the season, and I don't want to give too much away, but he definitely gets back to being Jax for a hot second.
Has he been Jason for a while, in your opinion?
It's like Jason Bourne, you guys. It's like Jason Bourne, aka Jax.
Right.
It's like pretty
no,
funny.
Jason.
I only know
Jason
this Jax.
was when he got married. It was like, oh, I can see that you're like from a little small town, grew up totally normal, and like want the classic marriage, and you know.
But he loves being married.
No, he does.
Yeah,
I'm saying in the season as it comes, he starts tornado.
I wasn't there for that much for that.
Yeah, you were. He was texting you a lot.
That
yes,
one.
But you can't give too much
I
away.
want.
I gotta watch.
You've spoken a lot on your podcast about how you don't really love most of the newbies. Is it a personal thing, or do you think the show would be better without them on it?
I just don't think that we have a solid group of people. I just don't find them very interesting. And I know that's harsh, but you know, I speak it how it is. I just don't find them to be super interesting. I feel like they've watched every episode of Vanderpump Rules and just like reenact what they see. And to be honest, I fast forward through their scenes, so I don't even know like what conflicts are happening. I know nothing about what's going on with any of the new people. I know that Max and Dana had something and now they don't, but yeah, I don't know.
There are so many celebrity fans of Vanderpump Rules. Has there ever been a celebrity fan encounter or a celebrity fan that shocked you?
I think, who?
Jen Lawrence.
Yeah, the Jennifer Lawrence one. That was the one that shocked me because it was like, not only was she a fan, but she was like also talking mad about me. I was like, this is crazy.
That was
crazy. You're right. That's crazy.
That was different.
Do you enjoy that she was talking bad about you, or is it sort of scary?
She didn't enjoy it at the time. At first, you didn't.
Here's the thing. When I thought about it and then I did my, drunken rebuttal, then I wasn't enjoying it because I was like, why did you even engage? You know better. But, give me a little alcohol and I'm just like Energizer bunny. Yeah, she sent me a very nice email and everything was good. And it's now look, when I was in it, yes, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm mortified. This like A-list celebrity is like slamming me. I am so embarrassed. But now looking back, it was like, okay, that's like pretty dope.
You can watch new episodes of Vanderpump Rules Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on Bravo. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to chat with Laura Marano about her new music and the unexpected way she is keeping herself sane while in self-isolation.
Plus, we are staying home with Glenn Powell. He's showing us how to make a little art project, which I think is good for everyone, right? Get those art projects going. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and healthy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.